It has been an absolutely wild week in the Destiny community. I didn't want to jump the gun on a video yesterday when the news broke about Bungie laying off more than 200 employees. I figured I'd wait until a more clear picture could be seen of the entire situation. And now today, even more news is coming out, so we've got a lot to go over here. To be clear, hundreds of people losing their livelihood is the worst part of all of this. But for the gamers enjoying Destiny, some of the most concerning news has also been the reports that Destiny 3, a project codenamed Payback, has been canceled, and that there are no plans for major DLCs for Destiny 2 either. We'll get into all this news and talk about each major part of it, from the employees laid off to Pete Parsons to the future of the Destiny franchise and more. And in the background, hey, some good news. You're going to be seeing some gameplay from my brand new repost that I got this week. I finally got one to drop with Encore and Killing Wind, along with Ricochet rounds and the fitted stock option. So it's bananas, freaking love it. And I told you in my repost review that if I ever got this combo to drop, I'd show it on the channel. So here you go. Enjoy it. All right, let's talk about the layoffs first. So yesterday, hundreds of Bungie employees got the news that it was their last day to work there, which sucks, right? And the statement released by Bungie said that they had simply spread themselves too thin across too many projects, and their ambition got the better of them. So all of those side projects got canceled, teams were let go, and that leaves Bungie now with just Marathon and Destiny to deal with, and allegedly also an unnamed adventure game. I don't really know much about that though. But despite the reason for the layoffs being their ambition to pursue other IPs, key Destiny developers were hit as well. So the narrative design lead and other senior narrative directors were let go. And yes, this includes the creative minds that helped deliver the final shape. Some of the most meaningful story content we've ever had in Destiny, these people were behind. In fact, lots of developers who helped deliver the final shape were rewarded with, high praise for their work, the most successful Destiny expansion in recent history, and then were almost immediately canned as a reward for their success. Perhaps the most gut-wrenching part of this is that Pete Parsons, CEO, noted that Bungie was having money problems and Bungie was in the red, so hundreds of people lose their jobs. Meanwhile, it's been widely reported that Parsons continues to spend millions of dollars on classic and restored automobiles. Now, I will note that there is a chance that the money he uses on his own hobbies may very well be old money, could be money he's invested and grown, etc. from other sources. I'm not going to make the assumption that every dime he spent on his hobby came directly from his Bungie CEO paycheck in the recent years while they've been laying off employees. But it is far from being a good look, right? And I'd be willing to bet a lot of money that Pete and other leadership folks opted to cut talent instead of cut their own paychecks. I'll never forget that my father, CEO of his own software development business back when I was growing up, during a challenging season opted to go without a paycheck for months so that he could keep his employees paid and working during the lean times. So when I see stuff like this, it always makes me cynical, seeing corporate greed often go unpunished, while the talent they rely on to make them rich gets tossed aside so flippantly. All in all, Parsons and all of this is coming out looking like a right if you ask me. And for the record, it's not actually the first time something like this has happened. On our old podcast, RGH, me, Cacus HD, and MTash noted a time a couple years ago when Bungie laid off employees, and exactly one day later, someone in leadership posted a picture of the brand new Porsche they had just bought for their spouse. At the end of the day, perception is reality for many folks, and you gotta be careful about the message that you're sending when you do stuff like this. But unfortunately, I just don't think many of them at the top care. Fast forward just 24 hours to today, when we have two new reports coming in that are concerning as well. The first report is that the future of Destiny 2 is largely going to be small content packs instead of expansions. The thing that worries me is that this sounds a lot like episodes in general. If Destiny 2 isn't getting full-blown expansions anymore, just how much do we expect the game to continue to innovate and tell compelling stories? I mean, we already find seasonal content to be pretty lackluster in that department already, with few exceptions. Echoes has yet to really impress the majority of players. Content packs doesn't sound promising. If anything, content packs doesn't even sound different at all from the kind of content we're already getting. Make no mistake, the massive success of the final shape is largely due to the fact that it was a full-blown expansion. Like, smaller content drops just don't generate the same level of hype. They don't really excite players. So I do believe that this news of smaller content packs will ring very hollow for many players when a number of diehards have already treated the final shape as an exit point for their Destiny journey. The only way to pull a ton of them back into the franchise is by launching a brand new game entirely in the form of Destiny 3, and that is the other bad news. The other concerning report of the day is that allegedly with the layoffs, Bungie has also had to cancel their project codenamed Payback, which has already been widely speculated to be Destiny 3. So if there's a halt on the project for now, we shouldn't expect to see a Destiny 3 until maybe as late as 2028, assuming that they get to a point in the near future where they can resume development. Note, by the way, that all of the information here is based off of inside sources and rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. This isn't gospel, this isn't set in stone, but we've definitely seen in the past that there's often a fair streak of truth in these reports, so I'm definitely not going to be dismissive of them either. But just how true can these reports actually be? I mean, that's a difficult question to answer, but man, it sure does seem hard to believe that Sony would buy Bungie and then allow them to halt development on their main moneymaker. Like, either they really believe that Marathon is going to be a massive hit, or they've got to have some meaningful plan set in stone right now for Destiny beyond just small content packs that will make sure Destiny continues to generate serious revenue. They may have to pivot if the plan was like to let D2 ride out with some content packs for the next couple of years and then drop Destiny 3 after that. But now Destiny 3 is canceled. They may need to pivot and come up with another major DLC for Destiny 2 to keep it alive while they delay development on the future, Destiny full title. Who knows, really? So we could be getting another Lightfall, you know what I mean? Either way, Destiny players are looking for a silver lining or at least a word of comfort right now. They want to know what the future of this world that they're so heavily invested in actually looks like. They want to know if they can count on Destiny to continue to move forward in meaningful ways. So we'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, it's rough knowing that the player support team was let go. I mean, these are the folks with their finger on the pulse of the community, ears to the ground to make sure that the gamers are heard and understood. So we're losing another layer of that relationship with the studio now. So we'll see what kind of communication we get moving forward. But I'm hoping they'll follow up the rough news this week with some better news next week. But we'll just have to wait and see. Until then, I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the future of Destiny? What does this mean for the franchise moving forward? What does this mean for you personally as somebody who plays Destiny? Is this going to affect you at all? Or are you just going to be like, I don't care what goes on. I'm just here to play video games. I'll play what they put out. If I like it, I'll keep playing it. If I don't like it, then I'll take a break. Let me know where you're at in all of that. I sure do appreciate your support. If you enjoyed the discussion, then let me know by leaving a like on the video, as that's the best free way to support the content here on YouTube. And consider subscribing for additional Destiny content. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.